In a major update affecting millions of older residents across the United Kingdom, HMRC is preparing to reclaim up to £300 from the bank accounts of certain state pensioners starting tomorrow, following the rollout of a new winter fuel payment system that has caused widespread confusion. This year, the government decided to overhaul the way winter fuel payments are distributed, and although the intention was to simplify the process and avoid delays in delivering essential winter support, the execution has led to uncertainty among retirees who are now unsure whether the money they received is theirs to keep. Throughout November and into December, payments of up to £300 have been landing automatically into pensioners' bank accounts without any upfront eligibility verification. For many, the arrival of this money seemed like a welcome boost at a time when rising food prices, increased heating bills, and general cost of living pressures continue to strain household budgets. But under the new rules, not everyone who received the payment actually qualifies for it. HMRC has confirmed that individuals with an annual income above £35,000 will not be eligible to keep the winter fuel payment this year, and for those pensioners, the money will be reclaimed primarily through the pay system beginning on 1 December. As a result, many retirees are waking up to the possibility that a payment they believed was legitimate may soon be recovered by the tax authority. The reason behind this unusual approach, paying everyone first and sorting out eligibility later, stems from the government's attempt to rapidly distribute support during the winter season, ensuring that no individual who genuinely needs financial help has their payment delayed by administrative checks. Officials argued that automatically paying all pensioners upfront was the most efficient way to prevent vulnerable people from being left without assistance during cold weather. But the decision has also created a scenario in which 4 million pensioners classed as relatively financially secure will have funds reclaimed, even if they have already mentally allocated that money to their winter expenses. This new system has left many retirees feeling uncertain, especially those who do not closely follow policy changes or taxation rules. A number of pensioners have expressed concern that they may inadvertently spend the money only to face unexpected deductions later when HMRC moves to recover the payment through automatic tax adjustments. Advocacy groups have urged pensioners to be cautious and to avoid spending the winter fuel payment until they fully understand whether they meet the income criteria. This uncertainty is compounded by the fact that no upfront warning accompanied the payments. People simply saw money deposited into their accounts with very little explanation about who should keep it and who shouldn't. As HMRC begins the reclaim process tomorrow, retirees are being encouraged to review their income levels, tax codes, and bank statements to ensure they are prepared for any adjustments. The pay reclaim method means that for most people, HMRC will gradually recover the money by adjusting tax calculations rather than taking a sudden lump sum directly from their accounts. However, depending on a pensioner's circumstances, some may still notice reductions in their bank balance or receive notifications indicating that their previously deposited winter fuel payment is being offset against their tax liabilities. This situation has sparked widespread debate about whether the government's method was truly the simplest option or whether it has introduced unnecessary stress at a time when older people already face increased financial pressures. While officials maintain that the approach was the quickest way to ensure support reached low-income pensioners, many argue that paying everyone indiscriminately and then reclaiming money from wealthier individuals places an undue administrative and emotional burden on pensioners who may not fully understand the technicalities. To put the impact into perspective, the winter fuel payment has traditionally been a universal benefit for older residents, helping them cover the rising cost of heating their homes during the coldest months. For many pensioners on limited incomes, this payment is more than just a financial boost, it is a lifeline that ensures they can stay warm, healthy, and safe. But this year's shift toward means testing has drawn attention to broader discussions about how public funds should be allocated, particularly during periods of economic difficulty. The government has defended the decision by pointing out that wealthier pensioners are better able to absorb energy costs without taxpayer support, and redirecting assistance to those who genuinely need it prevents unnecessary strain on the public purse. Still, critics argue that the sudden introduction of a £35,000 income threshold, combined with no clear warning before payments were issued, could have been handled with clearer communication and stronger guidance. Some commentators suggest the government could have implemented a simple opt-out system or carried out eligibility checks before distribution, which might have avoided the current confusion altogether. Another concern among pensioners is that financial planning becomes more difficult when payments may later be reclaimed. Many older citizens rely on fixed incomes and carefully structured budgets, meaning any unexpected change, whether a deduction, a tax adjustment, or even a payment reclaim notice, can create disruption. Some retirees have expressed frustration that the government's attempt at simplification has made it harder for them to manage their finances reliably. In households where budgets are already stretched thin due to rising energy prices, inflation, or increased medical costs, uncertainty surrounding the winter fuel payment only adds to the stress. Charities supporting elderly individuals have advised pensioners to remain vigilant, keep track of their bank accounts, and prepare for possible adjustments throughout December and early into the new year as HMRC continues reclaiming funds from those who exceed the income threshold. They also stress that individuals should not panic if they see their payment being recovered. Instead, they should view it as part of the new policy designed to ensure that winter support reaches those in genuine need. Some organizations have even begun offering free guidance sessions or online resources to help pensioners understand what this reclaim means for their overall financial situation, encouraging them to seek help rather than navigating the issue alone. Despite the confusion, the core purpose behind the changes remains rooted in ensuring fairness. Government representatives have repeatedly stated that the revised system helps protect the most vulnerable, directing support to those for whom the money makes a meaningful difference. Millions of pensioners who fall below the income threshold will keep their winter fuel payment in full, and for those individuals, the funds will continue to serve as critical assistance during the winter months. However, even among eligible pensioners, worry has spread because of inconsistent communication and uncertainty about how the reclaim process will unfold. Some pensioners have reported difficulty finding reliable information, while others have voiced concerns that automatic deductions may cause accidental financial hardship if they coincide with other scheduled expenses. This highlights the importance of clear government communication and the need for pensioners to stay informed and up to date with changing rules. Additionally, the situation has sparked broader conversations about how future cost of living support might be delivered, with many calling for clearer, more transparent systems to prevent confusion in years to come. Pensioners and advocacy groups alike hope that this year's challenges will lead to improvements in how winter support is handled in the future, ensuring that those who depend on these payments face less uncertainty. As the reclaim activity begins tomorrow, it is essential for pensioners to remember that receiving the payment does not guarantee eligibility. The key factor is income, and those earning over £35,000 should anticipate HMRC recovering the payment through the regular tax system. With the reclaim process expected to continue throughout December, pensioners are encouraged to monitor their financial accounts closely, track any official correspondence, and reach out for support or clarification if they need help understanding how the new rules affect them. This marks one of the most significant updates to winter support in recent years, and as the government continues refining its approach, pensioners will need to remain aware of how changes might impact them now and in the future. And that brings us to the end of this update. If you want to stay informed about benefit changes, tax updates, and important financial news that affects pensioners and households across the UK, make sure you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. For more clear explanations, breaking updates, and helpful guidance you can trust, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.